Hello, I'm Don Beath of the Casada Academic All-America Committee. I'm joined today by Connor Hamilton, the Academic All-America of the Year for NCAA Division II Baseball. Connor, thank you for spending some time with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
You know, this award, Academic All-America of the Year for Division II Baseball, that's just not only being good on the field, but being good in the classroom. So what does this award mean for you?
Well, I think it's, after thinking about it and finding out what it was, I think it's probably one of the best awards in my eyes that I've ever received, because it really shows how I've succeeded over my career in the classroom and on the field. I really take pride in having a disciplined attitude, and I think being able to manage my time as far as putting all my efforts into my schoolwork and into baseball has really paid off, and I think my accomplishments have shown for it. So,
who would you credit for installing those values in your life? Not only being a great baseball player, but being great in the classroom.
Definitely my parents, and especially my father. Growing up, whatever I was going to do in life, he said, "You're going to do it 100%. Or you shouldn't do it at all." So, and a big thing was being able to go to college and earn a scholarship. So I needed to work really hard in the classroom as well as on the baseball field to be able to reach that goal. And I'm thankful to him and my mother for installing those values in me and getting me to where I am today.
You've had teammates in the past, and who kind of look at you as how do you manage all these different things, being a baseball player, schoolwork, and just life in general? How have you found that balance in your life?
I think it's one thing, you have to love it. If you don't love it, then you shouldn't do it. I know baseball's a tough sport. You're always dealing with failure, and you don't succeed all the time, but you still need to learn to love it, because if you can't deal with failure, then you're not going to be able to deal with other things in life. And that's really kind of the way I look at things now, and baseball's helped me with that. So I always just try to push through, and things don't always turn out the way you want to, but it's all about how you keep your composure and how you move on.
Your last two seasons at Slippery Rock, consensus all-region selection, not only this season and last season. This year you broke the program record, 24 home runs, and you never miss a start in 3 years. Just comparing apples with oranges and all these different accomplishments, where would you rank some of these accomplishments at?
Well, now that I think it was actually, I think it was 17 home runs. That was the single season record. But I don't really I never really thought about records, and I actually didn't even realize that I'd started every single game until you kind of mentioned it. And I also never really thought about trying to break records. When I remember when I did break the record, or when I tied the record, someone told me that, and I was like, I didn't even realize it. I didn't realize what the record was. But I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely fortunate enough to leave a mark in SRU baseball history. But when I was always playing, I was the only thing I ever cared about was winning. And I think that's another thing that young players can take away from that is if baseball has the individual aspect of the sport, but just like anything else, the only thing that really matters is how your team does. So if you can focus on just helping the team win, and if you care and put your heart into how the team does, then those individual successes are going to come, and you'll have a great career.
What are some of your favorite memories from your time at Slippery Rock?
Slippery Rock was the best 3 years of my life, and I would just say it was the best team setting. We had the best team chemistry, I would say, for a bunch of just scrappy guys, a bunch of Pennsylvania guys that were on my team that didn't really care about how like I said, didn't really care about how they did individually. We showed up to practice today or every day, and we just wanted to win. And I would say, honestly, just showing up to practice and spending time with my teammates I wouldn't trade that for the world.
You just recently graduated, and so what's next for you?
Well, I actually just moved to State College, Pennsylvania, here this past week, and I'm going to be starting a job, an engineering job. I'll be working for a company called Fire Rock Reservoir Consulting. So actually start that job tomorrow. So pretty excited to get that started out. So that's it for me.
That's awesome. Best of luck in your future endeavors, and thank you, Connor, for joining me once again.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me.